In the late 1990s, millions of new pages were appearing online daily. People navigated this expanding web using cluttered web portals that ranked search results based on how many times a specific keyword appeared on a page. The core challenge of the era was scale. The internet was growing exponentially, and attempting to map it all while delivering relevant results threatened to bankrupt anyone paying for the necessary server space. At Stanford University, computer science students Larry Page and Sergey Brin approached the discoverability problem differently. They treated web pages like academic papers, assuming the most valuable sites were the ones other sites linked to most often. They built a digital perpetual motion machine. It was a closed system engineered to pull in human curiosity at one end and generate the capital required to build the future at the other. The intake valve of this machine was the PageRank algorithm. By treating web links like citations, Google delivered high-quality results, bypassing the spam that plagued early search engines. To keep this intake valve running without crashing, they ignored expensive enterprise-grade servers. Instead, they wired together clusters of cheap, off-the-shelf personal computers, developing custom file systems to distribute the processing load across thousands of normal hard drives. This diagram shows the combustion chamber they added in the year 2000, AdWords. Advertisers bid in the live auction system for specific keywords. When you typed in a search, the system instantly displayed a targeted text ad alongside your results. 3 years later, they released AdSense. This allowed them to project those same targeted ads across millions of independent websites, taking a cut of every click and turning the broader web into Google's billboard. This triggered a continuous flywheel effect. Millions of people searching created immense data on human intent. That data attracted more advertisers, generating the cash needed to buy better hardware, which made search faster, attracting even more people. By matching user intent with advertising at the exact moment of discovery, Google converted data and attention into a virtually infinite cash flow. But a vulnerability remained. If hardware companies like Microsoft or Apple decided to route their users' mobile searches elsewhere, the engine would starve. To secure their access, Google bought a struggling mobile operating system startup called Android for roughly $50 million. They made the software free for phone manufacturers to use, ensuring no single competitor could block Google's access to mobile users. The following year, they paid over $1.5 billion for YouTube. By running the video site on Google's custom-built server infrastructure, they scaled it into a dominant global media platform. These acquisitions were massive new structural pipes, designed to guarantee that billions of daily touchpoints always funneled back into the core advertising engine. By 2015, the core search and ad business was so profitable, it was funding everything from self-driving cars to life extension research. This combination of stable software and experimental hardware risked destabilizing the company's financial focus. The founders reorganized the entire operation under a new parent holding company called Alphabet Inc. They split the organization into 2 distinct pillars. The first pillar was Core Google. This housed the high-margin cash cows: search, advertising, mobile software, and their growing cloud computing division. The second pillar was categorized as Other Bets. High-risk ventures like Waymo Autonomous Vehicles and Verily Life Sciences were spun out into independent subsidiaries with their own distinct budgets and CEOs. This isolated the financial risk of the experimental projects from the steady profits of the search engine. They protected the cash flow of today while aggressively incubating the industries of tomorrow. Over the last decade, Alphabet capitalized on its massive server farms to build Google Cloud Platform, diversifying its revenue into steady, enterprise-level computing subscriptions. But the ultimate output of the Alphabet engine is artificial intelligence. By insulating their research labs from short-term financial pressure, they laid the groundwork for the modern machine learning boom. First, they designed custom hardware. They built specialized microchips called tensor processing units, engineered specifically to handle the mathematical workloads required by machine learning. Then came the software breakthrough. This visualization represents a concept published by Google researchers in 2017 called the Transformer Architecture. This framework allows a system to weigh relationships between information simultaneously, serving as the foundation for virtually every modern large language model. Alphabet is now routing its own AI models, like Gemini, back through its entire ecosystem, from search overviews to cloud infrastructure and mobile hardware. Alphabet's trajectory shows that digital dominance is built on a self-sustaining system. The massive revenue from its core advertising engine continuously funds the hardware, the research, and the infrastructure required to build the next generation of computing.